The doorman blocked her path. His tone was cold private event. Guests only. His eyes swept over the simple gold dress, the brown skin lingering with quiet suspicion. Jordan stopped. She didn't answer. Only smiled, a smile she couldn't tell was defiance or self-protection. Inside, something old stirred again, that familiar ache of being kept outside, the doors of a world she'd helped build. Behind her, a few soft laughs. Polite, sharp cutting. The air thickened with condescension. Drew an opener clutch, pulled out her phone. One tap. A message sent within seconds. The music inside went silent. She turned away, the night wind brushing her hair, carrying the faintest trace of a smile. They would remember this face, just not for the reason they thought. Jordan stepped forward with a measured calm that belonged more to a boardroom than an entrance hall. The receptionist at the check-in table did not bother to look. More than a fraction of a second. "I don't see your name here," she said, the tablet held like a shield around them. Guests slowed, glasses tilted. Conversations folding into interest. Phones rose like small white flags. Jordan held out an embossed card. Jordan Blake, CEO, Stellar Dynamics, and watched the woman's eyes skim it twice, before returning to a practiced dismissal. "Stellar Dynamics," the receptionist repeated, as if the words might be a spell that would make this moment end. A man with a tailored suit and a security badge. Victor came forward, posture-wide, authority practiced. "Do you have identification?" He asked the question thinly disguised as procedure. When everyone saw it for what it was, a reminder that she was the one expected to prove herself. Jordan answered calmly, produced the official invite, the confirmation email, cued on her phone every factual thing in order. Still they hesitated, slower than necessity, faster than civility. A cluster of guests pressed nearer, delighted by the spectacle of someone else being politely expelled. The privilege of watching another person be made smaller has an addicting quality. The crowd fed on it. Jordan felt each look like paper cutting across her skin. She catalogued faces, watches. The tilt of a jaw that said contempt. The way a woman in diamonds turned her head with a flick that was meant to dismiss more than ere Jordan understood their choreography. She had studied it for years. People who have never been questioned by the world develop a grammar for it, and they use that grammar against anyone who interrupts their sentence. She breathed slow, deliberate, while Victor's hand hovered toward his radio before he could speak. An older voice cut through a kind of practiced gravity. "Who authorized this woman's entry?" Arthur Sinclair III emerged. Silver hair, immaculate, tuxedo-like armor. He swept toward them, eyes narrowing, with a kind of privilege that never had to justify itself. Jordan named herself again, this time slower, letting the syllables land. Jordan Blake, CEO of Stellar Dynamics, for a beat. The room held its collective breath. Then laughter, soft, incredulous, rippling like wine through dry leaves. Sinclair's smile sharpened. "I'm negotiating with Stellar Dynamics," he said aloud to the crowd as much as to her. "I met no CEO named Blake. Are you certain you are not someone's plus one?" The words were designed to cut phones. Filmed comments began to thread through the air. Jordan did not flinch. She had learned that silence can be a weapon when sharpened to precision. She tapped the second message she had prepared. "Prepare everything, document this." Her gaze found Sinclair's like an icicle finding warm skin. "You'll know who I am soon enough," she said, each word flat steel. Sinclair's face shifted, confusion cracking the practiced poise. His phone buzzed in his pocket, almost comically timed. He ignored it until his attorney, pale and agitated, passed him a tablet. The subject line was visible even from where Jordan stood. CEO Jordan Blake, official confirmation. Phones in pockets lit like embers. The murmurs changed pitch. Victor certainly faltered. The crowd's cruel appetite wavered into curiosity, then into a quick, uneasy scramble to reframe the story they had been sure about. Jordan felt the momentum tilt. She had set this board and now the pieces trembled. But the room did not relent. It recalibrated. Sinclair stepped forward, voice low and steady, offering a threat wrapped as an order. "Remove her," he said. "If she resists, call the police." In that instant, more footsteps. Sounded security converging. And someone near the fountain whispered about a scandal turning viral. Jordan's hand tightened around her clutch. She had not come seeking spectacle, yet spectacle had arrived like rain. The next seconds would decide whether this night became a humiliation they'd share at brunch or a reckoning that rewrote their assumptions. She watched Victor's mouth move, the radio click in his hand, the attorney squint as he refreshed the email. The ballroom's doors remained open behind Sinclair, a warm light spilling like a promise. While the entrance hall held its breath, Jordan inclined her head once, a gesture of courtesy and of claim. Before Victor could signal, a soft mechanical sound not from a phone, but from a remote cut across the hush, a projection flared on the crystal wall. Images, documents, unofficial letterhead, unfurling in full view of every phone and camera. The crowd stiffened. Sinclair's face went pale as the first line appeared on the screen. In clear type, someone had written 3 words that changed the room. Official confirmation attached. Everything that followed hung on the next frame. The next line, the next revelation, as if the night itself paused to see whether power would bend or break. Jordan Blake had learned long ago that exclusion was never random. It was ritual tonight, however. The ritual was collapsing. When she walked into the Sinclair Gala, every eye followed not in admiration but suspicion. Sinclair himself stopped her with an icy smile. "You walk into my event, pretend to be someone you're not, and tell me to check my phone. What's your game, no game?" Jordan said evenly, "I'm here for the Stellar Dynamics partnership, the deal that will save Sinclair Tower." The room laughed. "Sinclair among them, you. That deal's worth $1 billion. Do you have any idea how many people are involved?" "I'm the one who decides whether you get that signature," she replied. The laughter faltered, but Sinclair waved to security. "Get her out, his lawyer." Thomas Reed stepped forward with polite contempt. "I met Stella's representative, Davies. The CFO, he never mentioned a CEO named Blake." "Davies reports to me," Jordan said. "I'm the CEO," Reed turned to the crowd. Playing to their amusement a very creative story. Murmurs rippled. "I knew something was off." Phones came out. Someone streamed live. "This woman crashed the gala pretending she's a CEO." The comments poured in. "Kick her out. People should know their place." Jordan stood silent, absorbing their dismissal. Like static power didn't need violence. It thrived on collective disbelief, but she built Stellar Dynamics from nothing, and she wasn't backing down. She texted Alexandria, "It's time, bring everything." When Sinclair ordered police involvement, Reed warned her coolly, "Leave now or we prosecute you. 50 witnesses, multiple recordings. Are you certain you want to make that call?" she asked. Sinclair raised his phone. But before he could dial, it began to ring. Executive assistant urgent. Reed's tablet chimed. Stellar Dynamics CEO verification required. Then the ballroom doors opened. Alexandria Ross, Chief Operating Officer. "Stellar Dynamics," the PA announced. The crowd froze. Alexandria entered, impeccable, composed, flanked by attorneys. "Mr. Sinclair," she said, "this is our CEO, Jordan Blake." She was invited officially. She showed Sinclair's own assistant confirmation. The color drained from his face. Reed's tablet displayed the proof board listings. Official seals, signatures. The live streamer whispered, "She's real." Viewers soared past 10,000. Jordan stepped forward. "You tried to have me arrested, questioned my legitimacy, humiliated me on camera. You did this to the CEO of the company positioned to save yours." Reed stammered. "There must have been confusion." "There was none," Jordan said. "You saw my name and chose not to believe it." Alexandria opened her portfolio termination documents as requested. Jordan signed, her pen steady. Stellar Dynamics withdraws from all negotiations with Sinclair Enterprises. Effective immediately, the word struck like thunder. The billion-dollar partnership gone. Sinclair swayed. Reed went pale. The crowd silence was thick with realization. Their videos now documented their own prejudice. Alexandria's team formed a circle around Jordan, not as guards but as witnesses. The livestream hit 50,000 viewers. As the moment shifted, power tilting visibly in Jordan's favor. She stood beneath the ballroom chandelier, surrounded by the wreckage of assumptions, her dignity unbroken.